Millions of businesses are started each year in the United States, and organizations like the Harbor Entrepreneur Center are vital to their growth and success. Let's welcome Patrick Bryant, serial entrepreneur and founder of HEC, also known as the Harbor. Patrick, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you.
And some exciting things are happening behind the scenes, right? Some exciting new things. Tell us about them.
The Harbor's been growing like crazy. The biggest catalyst is when the town of Mount Pleasant and SCRA supported creating the new Center for Entrepreneurship in Mount Pleasant. It is now 36,000 square feet, and inside of that huge office building there are 70 companies that are growing and colliding, meeting each other, working together, finding ways to move their ideas forward and grow. It's amazing the energy to be in this center.
And now it's been about 2 years since we've spoken to the Harbor, so can you give us a brief overview of kind of what the Harbor is and what its mission is?
Totally. The mission is very clear. To create collision among the entrepreneurs of Charleston. Our goal, as we see it, is to just find every entrepreneur in Charleston and bang them around with every other entrepreneur. Because what we find is, especially in something like the space, but also even events like our retreat coming up, you've got this amazing ability as an entrepreneur that when you connect with another entrepreneur, the two of you can go do something powerful. That might be found in other business, do business together, help each other, share experiences, all those things. And so that's what the Harbor wants to do.
And I want you to kind of touch on, you mentioned collision, right? Like colliding these entrepreneurs. And obviously, these are all like-minded individuals taking different paths. But how does creating the shared space for people to come together, how does that really help an entrepreneur in their journey of success?
Well, number one, if you're in a building like we are in Mount Pleasant, you've got a phenomenal facility. So starting your business, recruiting employees, getting people excited about what you're working on, having a nice facility helps, right? That's number one. Number two, then you're surrounded by all this other energy of entrepreneurs that are starting up, and that's incredibly helpful as you have those peers that are going to help you through your problems. And then third, the Harbor has a group of mentors through our accelerator and other events and things we hold that really connect people that have already done it, like myself, with those that are maybe on their first startup ever, and we need to help them just accelerate and understand how to get to those first milestones faster.
And now one of those programs is the Harbor Accelerator program. You also have some forum groups. Tell us about what those are.
Well, so if you're starting a business in Charleston right now, I would highly recommend applying for the Accelerator because A, it's free, B, you get all this mentorship, you get a pitch event where you're going to be introduced to investors, you get free space inside the Harbor. I mean, essentially it's our way of picking companies that we see have the ability to scale and then giving them the resources to help them get there faster. And some really great startups in town today, their founders went through the Harbor Accelerator. I mean, we've got a long list now of 100 companies plus that have gone through the Accelerator, and some of the success stories are staggering. It's just super fun to watch them grow.
Is there a certain type of business or startup business that you see come through the Harbor? Is it like more technology focused, or does it really just run the gambit of different types of businesses?
From the beginning, our passion has been that we're sector agnostic, which means we're willing to talk to anybody about any type of business. Having said that, sure, technology companies, I've started a few myself, are easier to scale at speed. And so I'd say probably out of the Accelerator, about 50% are technology, but another 50% aren't.
Absolutely. Well, really quick, the event you have coming up November 3rd through the 5th. The 4th is a full day at Kiawah Island Golf Resort. Tell us a little bit about that before we go.
Sure. So we've got a retreat, and its entire mission is to get all these entrepreneurs together in Kiawah, and it's a beautiful setting, and then help them plan their year for next year. So we go on purpose in November. We'll have about 100 entrepreneurs together, and they will all be working on their strategic vision and goals for their business in 2025, which is just incredibly valuable. And for anybody that's thinking of starting a business, I would highly recommend, showing up to the retreat. It's a way to connect and network with those other entrepreneurs and also help yourself in your planning process to move forward in 2025.
Absolutely, Patrick. Well, thank you so much for being here. For more events, harborec.com is where you can go. I want to thank you so much again for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're back in 2 minutes.